Just about every single one, I have like a lot of memories with making videos. Yeah, this is really ridiculous. This is like my jam room.
Where you make all your jams and jellies?
Yes, where I make my jams and jellies. Anyway, hey everybody. This video is one that I knew we could film while we're staying at home. So I've been doing this channel now 14 years, and throughout it, I've acquired instruments for different videos, being fortunate enough to where companies want to send me stuff or like endorsement deals or different products that I was making with companies. I actually don't know what the count is, but I have a lot of instruments. But I do think in my particular situation, the gear acquisition syndrome is justified because it is my job, or I just built a job around just having a lot of instruments. I do want to say it first, particularly if they're like younger viewers watching or people who are just getting into music, you don't need a lot of expensive fancy gear to make music. You just don't. Make music with whatever you have available. Ultimately, it comes down to your skill and ability and what you want to express with music, not how fancy your gear is. So I did want to start with this one. This guitar is what I started this channel with. This is what I wrote Summer on. When I was a kid, it was a thing for me and my friends to just go to music stores and try out stuff that we couldn't afford. And I found this at a Sam Ash in Buffalo Grove, Illinois for 50 bucks. When I first started trying to make music, we certainly weren't in a position where I could just buy instruments. It ended up being bought by my friend's dad for me. Mr. Litsky, thank you.
Couldn't spring for an A string though.
No, well the A string is just broken. Oh, and the fretboard is nasty. I put in a lot of hours into this guitar. More recently, it was using Getting Delay Without Effects. Dave dropped it. Cool. Oh my gosh. So I wanted to start with that. I love this thing. All the first videos were done on this. Sophomore year in high school is when I started the channel. Before that, it was like 2 years of just trying to like pursue MySpace.
Yeah.
Yeah, the MySpace days, that's when I started. So when I first started really getting into music, I wanted to play bass like Les Claypool. And I bought this bass used for 100 bucks. This is the first instrument that I ever bought. This is what I really learned how to play on. Primus sticker, obviously. Abe Lincoln is on there. It was great to learn on. It doesn't sound very good. Sending stems to Fluff, he would get so mad at this being the bass track. The last video I really did with this was Sandman backwards. That took forever. Okay, then this is the first electric guitar I bought. This is a Tradition. It was at a music store, El Rey Music in Arlington Heights, Illinois. And it was a store I would like hang out in. And they gave me a discount on this because it was hanging on the wall for a long time. I've taken the neck off of it, I've put different pickups in it. It was also used as a shovel.
Well, I'm not digging this.
So I had to clean off a good amount of dirt. Some of these instruments go through a lot of abuse. First electric guitar. Oh, I forgot about the bells. Yeah, gotta get the whole set. I'm all about extended range. This is all just from For Whom the Bell Tolls on bells. Back when I was doing Metallica. Probably that and the Every Instrument song. These were the real star. Bear bells. I love that you animated the mouth at the end of the video too. I am a bear. I forgot that I had these. Bunch of strings from Cleartone. It is a signature set with them, which I'm really proud of. So I use these on like everything. Whoa, I forgot that I had this. Someone found this in a thrift store and was like, you should have this. So this is just kind of in a category that's like, I'll make a video with it eventually. This is hilarious. This was the end of the Does It Gent game if you found the secret video.
This is the most jet ever!
One of my friends in high school made this. The input is here. The electronics are all taped on. This was just a high school project. There's also this big, dangerous screw. Pickup is a single coil and it's really far away from this huge string. The gent stick. The Chapman Ghost Fret. This is one of the first guitars that Chapman Guitars ever sent me, and it's beautiful. The two first videos I used it for, the Every Fret song, and the One Fret song. It's just a phenomenal guitar. Neck through, big cap on it, it's beautiful. That's a common theme. You'll see Chapman Guitars has given me a lot of guitars. My brother was in a few hardcore bands in high school. This is the guitar that he got, and then when he moved out of the house, he just didn't take it. So Thanks, John. Most notably for me is what I did the Rain music video in. Washburn. This one is crazy. The double-sided guitar. I was just looking through reverb.com one day and I typed in weird because I saw Andrew's Weird Gear series. I saw it was broken. The neck was off when I got it. Glued and screwed the neck back on.
You got some EQ here, or?
Yeah, and on both sides.
Oh, okay.
You know, the pickups are pretty cheap. I remember recording with this was really difficult. And at the time, Mary Spender and I wanted to do something. Let's do the double-sided guitar covers. That'll be fun. I came up with an original tune on it. Double-sided acoustic. A lot of times in acquiring instruments, it's one thing will lead to another. So we did this video, and then the company that made this saw it, and they're like, that was cool, would you like some other instruments? I was like, yes. This is a bass and a guitar. And the neck is ridiculous. When you're playing the guitar, your thumb is on the bass, and vice versa. It's pretty crazy. They gave one for me and one for Mary. Eventually these will make it into videos. MO1 Pro that Chapman Guitar sent me, and I just haven't used it in anything yet. This 12-string acoustic my brother got and then also just gave to me at some point. Will Be Fine was on this. I believe that's the only time I've used this one in a video. Right when I started, I was doing like YouTube videos and singer-songwriter albums, and I used this a ton on those first albums. The double neck. My friend Ken bought this. I just asked him if I could buy it because I knew I could do some videos with it. I did How About 10 Strings? It barely works. I'm just fighting with electronics the whole time. This is another one a friend saw at a thrift store and felt I should have. Haven't used it yet. I forgot about this.
What?
It's like a MIDI guitar controller.
Holy cow, dude.
I forgot that I had this too. It's a prototype that the company sent me. I couldn't really get it to work. It also put us into perspective just how long I've been doing this. If I get a new instrument, I have like some new videos to do. Like a big part of the channel is like learning new instruments. After doing it for so long, you just end up with a lot. Okay, let's go to the rest of the house. This is a ukulele that my mother-in-law bought. Found it at a thrift store. It's broken. This is the B-bender. I love how at the front it just looks like a regular guitar, except there's this, and then, what's that? And, oh God! Bob Claggett from I Like to Make Stuff turned it into a B-bender, where if you pull on the strap, it pulls up the B. Bob and I still want to get back into the studio and finish that song we did with it. About 2013, maybe? Right when I went full-time with YouTube, we were helping a friend move. As we're bringing stuff into the car, there was this cello. Oh yeah, I tried to pick up cello a while ago, and it just didn't work out. Do you want it? And I was like, yeah. So I got this and started doing like some cello covers. I made the Purple Cello EP where I recorded some of my songs on it. This electrical tape I put on, because I'm a guitar player, it helped me record and know where I'm at. Something for other musicians maybe to keep in mind is that if you're making something interesting with a piece of gear, the company, the people that are making it would probably love to see it. If you're showing off their equipment in some way, it just makes sense to send them an email and, you know, not even asking for an endorsement or anything, just showing, hey, here's this cool thing I made with the thing that you made. And I reached out to the company, Cecilio, that makes this. That was my way of getting into the NAMM show at first. The NAMM show is industry only, you have to be like an endorsed artist or something. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get in, but I couldn't afford my way out to the NAMM show. So I needed to find some way to get endorsed, to have some company fly me out there, have me perform at their booth or something, and this was my way to do it. Cecilio knew about these videos that I made because I sent it to them, and then they invited me out for NAMM. So my first time, the way I got into NAMM was on a cello endorsement. I had scheduled a 45-minute performance as a cello player for this company, and I do not play cello.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so I came up with this 40-minute set where I like kind of play it in different ways. I play kind of slap. Played a little bit bit differently because I did not have the time to really learn the bow. At least not enough to like go on stage as an endorsed cellist and show that I don't know how to use a bow at all. My plan was, so I'm gonna go out there and use a lot of what I know about bass and guitar, but play it on cello, and hopefully people will see my performance and think, wow, he's been playing cello so long that he's gotten bored with you doing the normal techniques and is now doing this. But that's how I got to NAMM for the first time, and that was my first instrument endorsement. After getting the cello endorsement with Cecilio, they sent me a few things. One was a guitar. I used it in half hour of acoustic guitar. The other one was this. I think this is a beautiful cello. I really don't like how it sounds, to be totally honest. It's really the electronics on it. It looks great. I used it in that System of a Down cover. I believe I did Chop Suey. And maybe a few others that I used this in. That was the first time I got an instrument sent to me for free from a company, and so I was very excited about it. After doing a few videos with the cellos that they sent me, they said, go on our website and see anything you want, and we'll send it to you. It's like, okay then. And I got this thing. I love this thing. I remember getting it in the mail too. The delivery guy was pulling this out of the truck and he just left it in the middle of the street and drove off. He was like, I'm not dealing with this kid. You can deal with this. The thing that shows this off the most probably is the pulling teeth cover I did. The Cliff Burton bass solo. But I've used this in countless videos. Any of the banjo videos, it's always in the background.
Had a bottle smashed against it.
Yeah, and jazz, it's great visually to have in a video. Getting this downstairs is gonna be...
It's actually not that bad.
This one came about because of Davey 504. Davey was working with this company, Chowny. We decided we wanted to do a video where we have a bass battle and we pass the bass off. The company sent the same bass that he had. It's just really pretty. It's one of the only acoustic electrics that I have. Then this came a bit later. Davey came out with his signature bass, and so Chowny sent me an email and asked if I wanted one to do some videos with, and of course I said yeah. So this is the Davey 504 signature bass. Probably most notably for this is the first of October album. I use this bass. And a bunch of other stuff too. Collapse playthrough.
Trumpet in the window.
Yeah, I forgot about the trumpet. My friend Codex gave me this as well, just like the purple cello. This one was just a Christmas present. I haven't used it for anything. Oh, it's in jazz.
Okay.
Yeah. Getting the purple instruments together. This I love. The Chapman Flying V.
Dude.
This guitar is absolutely beautiful, and it's huge. I've been playing this thing like crazy. I don't know if I've used it in any videos yet.
1st of October playthroughs on the 2nd channel.
So it starts on 4, goes down to 3. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I've used it for so far. And then it's neck through. It's just absolutely gorgeous guitar. Thick cap on top and with the purple. When Rob showed me this, he was joking that this is something you would slay a dragon with. So this is my Spyro and Sparks setup. Got the purple guitar, nice yellow pick. They gave me this in the bass for Christmas. Those are all my purple instruments. Yeah, thanks to Chapman Guitars. I decided to wear this today too, because it's gonna be a running thing that like a lot of these were just given to me by Chapman Guitars. And I got that and the bass just in the mail one day for Christmas. That was a pretty cool thing to get in the mail. I've used this a ton. I love this bass. Probably most notably the last 1st of October album.
I won't pay those high prices for that ravioli, ravioli now.
Ravioli. Dave's signature. I love the curve of the back too. I love the gold hardware. It sounds great, and this wood in the front is just so beautiful. This one only makes a few sounds, kind of wahs or meows. Pretty good one.
Does it come in any colors or?
Just this one.
Okay.
Yeah. This one came about from a partnership with Reverb.com. They're awesome to work with, and they came to me with this idea of showing off some weird gear that's on their site. So this is a guitar that's also a functioning game console. I did a few like game theme songs, particularly doing the Mario theme. Which I think is the hardest guitar playing I've had to do in the last few
Even
years.
harder than Tetris hyper tapping?
Yeah, oh definitely.
Wow.
You wouldn't expect it, but the Mario theme and doing the bass line while also doing the lead, and it's just like really weird chords. They gave me the guitar, and part of it was we were gonna give it away. Before we gave it away, I just set it up in our living room and got used to playing Dr. Mario. So after we gave it away, I reached out to the guy who made it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need one. This one I bought. The 12 string. The Reverb.com app is a dangerous thing to have as a musician. 12 strings are just so cool. This one I just bought. I just think it's beautiful. And this most notably on the last 1st of October album. I think that's the only thing that I've really used it on. I like having my instruments hung up. I don't like having them in cases. I don't like having them on stands. I like having them hung up and displayed. Because of that, I end up playing them a lot more too. And given that this one is just right in the living room, I play it a lot. This acoustic guitar, my parents bought for me when I moved out of the house. Like, get out of here. It was definitely in getting delay without effects. Lovely guitar. Now on to the banjos. In high school, one of my main musical projects was playing drums in a metal band called Gas Mask Catalog. And we were recording our first EP, and there was a music store nearby, and I went in and saw this for $100. It was kind of beat up. Store owner kind of warned me about it. You're gonna need to put some work into it. I knew it would lead to some interesting videos. One of the first like viral videos I had was playing a Slayer song on ukulele. And then I did Raining Blood. And started doing the banjo metal stuff. That's when the channel really started to grow. Around 2013 was when I just quit my day job, went after doing YouTube full time. It was maybe the first year or so that it wasn't really working out yet, and that was already like 7 years into doing YouTube. Every month I wasn't making enough money. Thankfully, when the ukulele and banjo metal stuff started working was when it was finally got to the point where like, all right, I could make a living with this. So this one is really important to me. And the banjo metal stuff is just so fun. I have 2 banjo metal covers that I just haven't come out yet, just because it's not really what's on the channel right now. Right when the banjo and ukulele cover started like really doing well, Dean Guitars reached out to me because they had a ukulele that would really work for those types of videos. And so they offered, they're like, why don't we hook you up with a new banjo and ukulele for you to make those videos with? So they sent me that ukulele and this banjo. This one is now what I use for recording. So this is the one that will stay in the studio. This is the one that goes into the video. So they kind of have 2 different functions. It's just a higher quality instrument. And then this is what I put in danger during the film shoots. This one is new. I haven't done a video with this yet. But this was a situation where you can get pianos in the same way too, where eventually someone who has an old piano or organ is moving and they don't want to deal with moving it. And they said, hey, if anyone wants to deal with moving this thing, they can have it. That was me. This is a 2-string bass. Thanks so much to Sandberg for sending me this. Someone sent me a video of one of these 2-string basses, and I reached out and asked if they wanted some videos made with them and maybe if I could have one. I did a video just called 2 Strings. They do custom, paint jobs on their instruments as well. Everything with this is custom. I have this painting that my aunt gave me of Chicago, and it's painted on the window. It's on the other side. So I asked if they would recreate it on that. It's an absolutely beautiful instrument. The little guitars. There's this awesome Instagram page where this guy makes miniatures of different people's signature models or just different guitars. He made the 8-string and the 6. I asked if I could buy them, and then when the 7-string 2 was announced, I asked for one of those as well, so I have these hung. And then the real ones are hung up on the stairs. These signature models are all from the first run of each one, so those are the first model that got into stores. And those are the instruments that I'm most proud of, is the signature model guitars.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Getting the 7-string to hang on there, that was tough. This is the very first prototype for my signature model guitar. So this one is particularly special. It's been on tour. When I went on tour with Hankery and the Perfect Strangers, the first prototype, we didn't quite get the color right. This came off during touring at some point. It's been through a good amount of abuse. But this one has been in quite a few videos right when I got it. At the time, I went to Chapman Guitars. I wanted to do a guitar endorsement, but do a signature model and do a signature model H string. Main goal with this was to make an H string that isn't just for metal and can play a lot of different things, and in the way it looks and how it sounds. Have pickups that splits, you got humbucker, single coil, just has like everything I would want in a guitar. Very, very proud of this one.
And there's the anchor on there.
Yeah. Anchors on the pickups and on the back of the headstock. So this is the current version of the signature model because it has the ebony fretboard on it. And I absolutely love it. I adore this guitar. And of course I've used this in countless videos. This is my favorite guitar. And this is the 6-string signature model. After creating the 8, we just took 2 strings off of it and brought the scale length down a bit. This is from the first run that had the rosewood on it before we went to ebony. I also like too that with the natural woods, each one is a little bit different. When we made the first one, we had them in matte black and in the natural woods. I wanted to be clear that the H string was for more than just metal. So I didn't go with the matte black look, but now we're coming out with those soon. I'm so excited about it. I think the 6-string in particular matte black looks really cool. And then this one, this is my styrofoam signature model. And this was made to film metal in very inappropriate places because I wanted to do a shot where I was in a boat and I'm rocking out so hard that I fall into a lake. That was made just for that one shot. With the prototype, since I get a lot of versions of the same one, I'll often give them away. We've given away a lot of the H strings in the contest. And then this is from the first run that went into stores. I have 2 of these, well 3 if you count the prototype. I have 3 H strings. I have 2 of the 7-string. This one is most like the one that's going to make it into stores. And then I wanted to try out a few things with this one, but we're pretty much going back to this. I think that's all the signature models. So many guitars. Then here's the studio, kind of, and recording booth. This is where I do my recording. There's another guitar in there. This is the Chapman White Dove. It's beautiful. We use it in the Steph Lynn shoot. Ooh. For me. Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I use it very briefly in that video about making beautiful music with the shovel and the pedal board. That's the first time I use it, where it's just this beautiful guitar.
It looks beautiful, it sounds beautiful, and we won't be using it because we're gonna be using a shovel today.
We have plans to do another more affordable line of my signature models that had a few similarities to this one. Made in a different way with bolt-ons, so they wanted me to try it out and see how I like it. The recording booth is really cool. So up until 2 years ago, until buying this place, I had very specific times that I needed to record. Living in the city, you can hear everyone around you and you don't want to be that neighbor that's always being really annoying. And now I can record at any time, which is incredible. And I don't need to worry about outside noise or bothering anyone. Here's a drum kit. Roof City Guitar sent me this. Thank you, Joe. I just play it for fun. I haven't recorded with it in a while. The Song in an Hour stuff, I would use it. Whatever, that's the song I got. Blast beat piano. Where I use it to control like piano sounds. This is from the Sweetwater deal. We're doing the world's largest pedal board with Sweetwater. That was very cool. These are cool. This is when it like at 100,000 is when it really felt like this is real now. It's actually my job. But yeah, and then so these are from the 2nd generation. I actually like the 1st generation plaques more, but I couldn't get the million in time. And now the 3rd generation of them are totally different. These are definitely special to me for sure. Pedal board. That's from Temple Audio. Those are awesome. And almost all of those pedals just come from the world's largest pedal board video I did with Sweetwater. They gave me a bunch of the pedals in one of the boards. So that's where like most of those pedals come from. A few of them I bought. Growing up, this amp, my friend Nick Daniels had that one, and I wrote Rain on that at his house and then released a video with it borrowing his amp. And so I knew I had to have that same amp. You know, it's not a particularly fancy amp at all, but it has a ton of effects on it, and it was just like the perfect thing for me at the time. So I was able to save up and get that. And now I have my pedal board plugged into 2 crates. And then I have some like really awesome amps, like that Victory amp. They work with Chapman, so at NAMM one year they offered to give me one, and it's like, yeah, totally. Fluff was working with Panama for a while, and so they offered to give me some amps. Like that one was in Gas Mask catalog. And I remember it looked really cool because it matched the guitar. My friend Codex also gave me that djembe. This has taken quite a while. Every video kind of leads to another video. And this is just the end result of doing it for, 14 years or so. This is a Schecter Omen 8. I got this, it was just from a comment on YouTube. You should try an 8-string guitar. And I used to say this on stage.
You should try an 8-string guitar.
I was like, oh, an 8-string, that sounds really confusing. So I bought one. And I bought it thinking like this would be a cool novelty. Like I'll get a few videos out of it and then I'll sell it. But I got the 8-string and just fell in love with it. Like I got this, plugged it in, and then pretty much immediately wrote Anchor. I was just so inspired by having all this new range. This has been on tour with me, it's been in a bunch of videos, and then I got an email from Schecter. I forget who was the artist relations at the time, but every email was in all caps. Hey, I saw you've been using this, our Omen 8, that's cool. Do you want to be an endorsed artist? And I was like, yeah, totally. The first thing I asked for was like, I would love to get a 9-string and make some videos with the 9-string. The Hellraiser, the massive fretboard, blood-looking design. It has, oh, I put Rick Riffson at the bottom. I needed to use a bass string. This thing's awesome. Pretty much as soon as I got it, I wrote Envy. It was the like first thing I did with it. It goes down to C sharp. I remember doing 0000 with this as well. That was my first proper guitar endorsement, where I got a guitar from a company. I remember going out to NAMM 2 and performing Envy on Schecter's stage. That was really cool. This string swing too, I had to bend so that the neck would stay. They don't make those wide enough for the 9-string. After I made some videos with the 9-string, they asked if there was anything else that I would want, and I didn't have a nice bass at the time. So they sent me this, the 5-string, and this thing is awesome. Especially from doing so many recordings with this guy. Every bass track and just about anything I've done. All the metal stuff, this is the bass. I love the design on the back too. And it sounds incredible. This is the second bass I ever bought. This thing, it's so warped. Look how high the strings are. And that's after readjusting the truss rod so many times. Me and my brother went in on this together. Fretless Bass Jam was maybe the first time I used it. And I was also using this a lot when I played in a local band. I was using this through the crate. And I remember going to venues, the person running sound would be like, come on, really? That's what I could use at the time, and I got a lot of use out of it. I remember before every show, I would crank the truss rod to get it back, and then it would just always, after the ukulele metal stuff started to get popular, Dean reached out and asked if I wanted one of these, or maybe I reached out to them, I don't really remember. And this one has like quite a few chips in it, particularly from doing the Cowboys from Hell music video. I remember dropping it in that and just really being crazy with it. There's also a good amount of fake blood on it.
Still?
Yeah, on the inside. There's blood all over the fretboard. There was no way to clean all the blood off after the Sunday U group. This is not the one I use in the recordings, but I would use it in the video because it has a cool shape to it. A fan made this and I saw it on Instagram and I asked if I could buy it. When the ukulele stuff started really getting popular, I used some Kala ukuleles. I was using one of their more affordable models. I sent them an email and they're like, let's send you some like really nice stuff. And so they sent me some other ukuleles and they're beautiful. Like this one sounds incredible. And they also sent me this as their U-bass. I used it in that Frantic Disembowelment Cannibal Corpse cover. That was so tough, but this one has the same range as a regular bass. They're like kind of rubbery strings, and they even have a 5-string too, so this is like E-A-D-G, like just like that one or any of these other basses. Kind of sounds like a Fender P bass if you roll the tone knob off. And, whoop.
Hey!
Tripping over gear here. Yeah, and then they also sent me this one. This is absolutely lovely ukulele. Kala sent me this, thanks to them. These are absolutely beautiful ukuleles. The sitar, I wanted to do sitar metal, so this one I bought. Getting this thing in tune is pretty tough. It hasn't been in tune for a little while. Where is it? Nope. I got it mainly to do sitar metal. And then I did a few other videos with that. Sitar Jam. The sitar is just a really beautiful instrument. It was the harp for me to do a harp metal video. I bought that. I reached out to the company, the parent company that makes a lot of these instruments. I sent them that and they responded back in the email. They're like, would you like to try a balalaika? It's a Russian folk instrument. I said, absolutely. So I got this one, kind of looks like a Dorito. And I did the balalaika jam, which I think is my favorite of these. And I shot that with reverb.com. And then I also did balalaika metal with this. My friend Simon used this as a weapon.
Oh yeah!
You have two strings here, tuned to the same pitch, but they're spaced, and then you have one steel string, which is a bit different and gives it a unique sound. The company was named Rusbach. They have a line of a lot of different instruments. And I met Max, whose family owns it. Max, for a little while, was like my go-to guy. Next time I talk to him, he'd be like, have you heard of the berimbau? From far away, it just looks like a stick with a gourd on it and the shaker that you can also use. I did berimbau metal, and Andrew made a dubstep song using sounds from it.
See how hard this drops.
It's pretty cool. Idiopans. After the sitar, the balalaika, the harp, he offered to give me 4 of these to make videos with. They're like handpan drums, but there are magnets on the bottom, so you can actually tune them to different pitches. I have 4 of them. It's currently holding this baseball. That was I think the first pitch at Wrigley Field. That was really cool. I don't think we've used any of that footage yet, but.
Nope.
So I did handpan jam. And we made a video on the second channel explaining them. Is that everything here?
Yeah.
It's a mandolin. I got it at a music store, I believe in Lombard. I just walked in and was like, I'm gonna use that for something someday. And I got it recently. I haven't used it for anything yet. This is a collaboration quite a while ago with Bob Claggett from I Like to Make Stuff. He also made the Beat Bender recently. We decided we were gonna do a collaboration where he makes the instrument and then I make a video or 2 with it. I can't believe how much use I've gotten out of it. It's really rusty, so you wanna be careful playing it. Make sure you got your tetanus shot. There's a whole video of him making it on his channel.
And then just strung it up like a normal guitar, even though it's a shovel.
Originally it was just for shovel metal. But I've used it in a ton of stuff since. It's surprisingly useful. Part of what makes it a not high quality instrument is also what gives it a lot of unique character. This neck, of course, was not meant to be an instrument. It's not very stable, so it kind of wobbles in and out of tune, and also it not having frets. So when you distort it and you play the same thing twice, like you would, you know, in like a rock mix, there's like one shovel here, one shovel here, and the waviness between notes gives it this like drunken stumble, like belligerent, angry sound. And so it actually works really well because of that. Oh, and then here's 2 other ukuleles. This is the first ukulele that I bought. This is one of Kala's more affordable models. This is what I did war ensemble with. After those got really popular, they sent me that lovely ukulele, the U-bass, and then also this guitar-lele. It's a mix between a guitar and a ukulele. Also, we used it in Sunday Uke Group, so there's blood on it. I really love this instrument. It's normally tuned just like a regular guitar, but of course smaller, and it goes A to A. So it's like playing a classical guitar that's smaller with the capo on the 5th fret, and it's just a really lovely instrument. Oh geez. It's one of the first guitars that Chapman sent me. This is a Chapman Hot Rod, 1 coil splittable pickup. It's got a Floyd on it. It's awesome. Me and Andrew made the Guitar Insanity and Guitar Impossible videos with this, where we just got a bunch of sounds with a guitar hanging on a wall, and then Andrew turned it into music. And 'Cause And then that was right before I went on my first tour with Hankery and the Perfect Strangers. Andrew played guitar in that band, I played drums, and I remember particularly him having a lot of fun with the whammy bar and a few songs and really going crazy with it. I normally don't get rid of instruments, but since he used it on that tour, it would make sense for him to have it. I'm gonna trade him this guitar for all the pedals he got from the Sweetwater.
Oh.
So Andrew, offer's still on the table. This is actually what inspired the Guitar Center video we did, where I saw my signature models there, which was really cool.
I didn't think they would have the H string in stock. Dang, that's awesome.
Because I happened to be back in my hometown in Arlington Heights, and I went into the Guitar Center. I had spent so much time there as a kid, like going there and playing instruments with my friends, but never leaving with one. And I went in and saw this on the wall, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. That looks really fun and like kind of ridiculous. And I realized like, oh, I could buy that. Wait, I could go into the store and I could leave with that guitar. So I bought it, and then I have a smaller version. This again goes back to being a musician and having the reverb app on your phone is really dangerous. That same thing in yellow. It's just really fun to have this little ukulele sized instrument that's shaped like this and is yellow and sounds like that. This one's currently in my possession, but it's not one that I own. This is a 10-string.
Whoa.
Andrew Baina reached out to me and he told me this concept where he bought this 10-string guitar. It's just having it go around and bounce to different YouTubers. A YouTuber musician will use it, etch their name into the back, move it along. I just thought that was a really cool concept. So I was like, yeah, count me in. I just haven't got around to making a video with it yet.
Gotcha.
Sorry, Andrew, but I will. The theremin video we did with Carolina Ike, I think is one of the coolest things we've done recently.
I was just transported to another dimension there.
An instrument you play by not touching it. I've done quite a few videos with this. It was one of the goals on Patreon. Once I got to a certain thing, I would need to buy a theremin and make a video with it. And I also totally forgot in this box, I have an accordion. Someone wanted to get rid of it and asked if I wanted an accordion. Of course, I said, yeah. We'll find an expert and I'll get an accordion lesson on camera. I just haven't done it yet. I don't know how to play this thing. I totally forgot that I had this. Okay, being in this room filled with instruments does make me feel a little bit insane. Just a little though. Not a whole lot. Here's everything. Here's pretty much every instrument I've ever made a video with.
This looks amazing when I pan around.
Yeah. The weird thing too is that just about every single one I have like a lot of memories with making videos. So we try to count them. So upstairs there's still the organ, the drums, the Nintendo, which I didn't want to take out of the TV. 73?
Gotcha.
I don't think I counted this one. I don't know, a lot. Well, this has been fun. Hey everyone, this is Rob from the future. I'm just rambling into the laptop, but the video originally ended with me thanking everyone to getting the channel to 2 million subscribers, and this was going to be a 2 million subscriber special. Though going through it now, the channel isn't quite there yet, but I wanted to get this out anyway. I don't really think that exact number is all that important, and I still wanted to end the video by saying thanks. Making music and making videos, this is exactly what I want to be doing. It's not lost on me how cool and fortunate it is that this gets to be my job and has been my job for so long, and me and the team really appreciate all your support. We're really thankful to have this cool community around us making these cool videos about music. So we got a lot more coming, and thanks so much for being here. Hope you're all doing well. Wish you all the best. Thank you.